What's going on, everybody? It's your least favorite duelist here. This is a little vlog that I haven't done in a while. I used to name this thing called Let's Talk About It, where I wear like a taco shirt and everything, but no taco shirt today. I wanted to bring to you a little side video on my thoughts of the Duel Links meta, some changes and whatnot. This is just like a random thing that I like doing here and there. I never post them. Like, I made a couple, but I'm always like, I don't know. But anyways, we're going to talk about Cosmic Cyclone and why I think it should be banned from Duel Links. Now, overall, there hasn't been a card that I know of that's been banned in Duel Links ever. But I think maybe, things can change. So, let's talk about Cosmic Cyclone and why I think it should be banned. Alright, so I got a couple pointers on why I think it should get banned. So number one, with a dot. I think it's probably one of the most powerful spell and trap card removals in the game. You have things like Galaxy Cyclone and what's that other one? Night Beam, Double Cyclone. What else do people play? Sometimes they play Twin Twister in a way. But here's the thing that puts Cosmic Cyclone above all of them. So first of all, Cosmic Cyclone, it's a quick play spell. So that means you can use it on your turn or your opponent's turn. And it vanishes, which there's a lot of cards that, as we're progressing into more a larger card pool in Duel Links, that have graveyard effects. So Cosmic Cyclone efficiently gets rid of that. So that's like the first foremost thing that I want to talk about. The second one is that, which is really relevant, is that you lose 1,000 life points. Now I think because of that you're losing life points, you are also activating, your abilities, which if you look in the past, that a lot of abilities have gotten nerfed or changed due to life point things, which necessarily isn't a bad thing, but I feel like Cosmic Cyclone is the offender and the reason why abilities get changed. So if you look at something like what's the most recent one? No Mortal Can Resist. So that one got changed to, I believe, from having, 1,000 less life points than your opponent to, I think, 2,000. I don't know. I don't even remember because no one's really playing that ability anymore. But I think that it got changed due to Cosmic Cyclone, because although you need to lose 1,000 life points, boom, you just Cosmic Cyclone, you banish a back row, and then you just start popping off with your No Mortal Can Resist. The same could be said for stuff like Sorcery Conduit, which was a very powerful ability for invoked element sabers. You also have Steel Tombs. Steel Tombs is still very playable. I believe you need to only lose 1,000 life points on that as well. So there's that. You also have stuff like whatchamacallit. You got stuff like Switcheroo. You have Master of Rites. All these abilities kind of gain like a certain level of power just by Cosmic Cyclone itself, because you're losing 1,000 life points. You can activate your ability and then maybe even Cosmic Cyclone again for another Master of Rites. So it's pretty insane, although I will argue that Master of Rites does it is kind of how do you say it? It doesn't really do anything insane with Master of Rites in particular, but the fact that you're triggering your ability more than once in one turn is pretty insane. So there's that. All right, so now for number 3, the third reason. So I believe that if you look at some of the changes in the game, Cosmic Cyclone, what I believe, started the Restrict 3 rulings in Duel Links, which if you're not familiar with Restrict 3, so different to the TCG. Let's say we're going to talk about the TCG for a second. So if something is semi-limited, that means you could play just 2 of it, but you could still play a bunch of other semi-limited cards. So, you know, you could play a bunch of like 2-ofs in the TCG. It's very different in Duel Links. So if something's semi-limited, you can only play 2 semi-limited cards. And Cosmic Cyclone brought upon 3, the 3 limit. So you can only play 3 of, which kind of, in a way, hurt the Element Saber Invoke deck. Although I do hate that deck, you know. It still brought upon it. So if you look at something like, I want to say the very first ban card ever in TCG was Chaos Dragon blah blah blah, which started the ban list, essentially, I believe. I'm not really familiar with TCG like way back in the day, but as far as I know, I think it was like the Envoy Chaos Dragon blah blah blah. So there's that I feel like that card was so powerful it brought upon the 3 limit for Duel Links. So there's that. And then the very last one is that it's kind of like tied with, if you look at something like Treacherous Trap Hole, you have Enemy Controller. Cosmic Cyclone's another one of those cards that you just use to fill out the deck. And why not, you know? Because like the other things mentioned before, you know, you're removing spell and trap cards by banishing them on either player's turn, and you're also triggering your abilities on top of that. So, you know, I feel like it kind of like restricts gameplay in a way. And I mean, I'm kind of like on the fence with the life thing, but I think it's a very powerful aspect of it where you can trigger your abilities on your turn. I don't know what Duel Links would look like if you weren't really able to do that, because there's only a few cards that you want to play where you pay life points to destroy things or like do something and get your abilities. Like some people play a Pointer of Red Lotus. You have stuff like Mirror Wall. You have is it Herald of the Abyss that removes a monster? Something like that. I don't remember. So I think it kind of limits, so like I said, it kind of limits decks in a way, right? Okay. So those are like my reasons why. And I'll kind of go on to the reasons why maybe it should stay. So here we go. So, reasons why it should stay is, like I said, it is a really great removal spell. You know, it does all these things. It does counter certain decks that are, like, relevant right now, like, specifically Dark Magician. But is that worth it at the cost of, like, triggering someone's, Cyber Dragons to come out? Or letting you swap a card? Or letting you search for a ritual spell or a ritual monster? That's kind of like where it has to kind of, that's where the blurry line is like, it is a very useful card, but there are other ones out there that are very viable. Like, I don't own 3 Cosmic Cyclones, but like I have been hurt by them so many times, you know, like I play a lot of Buster Blader. So when you get that DNA surgery Cosmic Cyclone, you're just like, you know? I never played Ancient Gears, but I'm pretty sure Ancient Gears players will agree that Cosmic Cyclone sucks when you get your Ancient Gear Fortress or whatever, Gear Town, Cosmic Cyclone, and then you don't bring out your Reactor Dragon, but you still OTK them anyways, right? So I think maybe just to kind of set the standard for like cards, I think Cosmic Cyclone should be banned. And I get that a lot of people would be mad about it because they spent a lot of money on it. They bought, you know, I own one because I bought the booster box, whatever thing, bundle where you get a free Cosmic Cyclone. So some ways to kind of like circumvent the community from being mad about Cosmic Cyclone getting removed is, it's very simple. Okay. I don't think they should give gems. I think maybe just for every Cosmic Cyclone that you own that gets banned, you get a free dream ticket for your trouble, you know? So that way we can go and get more free cards and make some more fun decks. Overall, I think too powerful for Duel Links. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But hopefully you leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And I'll see you on the next video.